Today on Dr. Phil.
I'm glad to see you two again in a strange way.
One meddling mom returns.
She's, I wouldn't say a hoarder, but she's a hoarder.
I have a Ziploc bag of a few used Kleenexes. I watched the movie Titanic and I cried a lot of tears.
Another mom wants her daughter's fiance gone.
She describes you as a loser with potential.
I can't tell her what to do.
Well, you're sure trying. Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, free, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phil.
How you doing? How are y'all? Well, in-laws. So what is it about in-laws that always gets a reaction from the audience? Maybe it's that we all have them. Well, when Gabriel appeared on the show, he said he was at his wit's end with his mom, Linda, for being meddling, boisterous, and religious to the extreme. Now, you'll remember Linda. She's the mom who, well, she climbed over his balcony carrying artichoke dip. She showed up at his door at midnight with a rocking chair, and she calls him more than 20 times a day. Now, I had my work cut out for me. Take a look.
My mom always micromanages our life. When she doesn't get her way, she blows up. It's really embarrassing.
They'll say I'm a drama queen. I'm not out to cause any problems. I have my opinion and they have theirs.
If my mother-in-law does not reach me, she will call me 15, 20 times.
I have 10, 12 messages on my phone. Each message is like 4 minutes. So I'm just like, delete, 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 delete. One time I had a Super Bowl party, and I happened to glance over and I see my mother trying to sneak in, 260-pound woman, jumping over a balcony with a plate of artichoke dip in her hand. And I'm just like, oh my Lord.
Did you climb over his balcony with a plate of artichoke dip in the house?
I don't remember climbing over a balcony, Doctor.
Your leg was over it.
Oh, well, maybe.
I said, Mom, I'll walk you around.
That was many years ago. I was young and agile then.
I actually ask my mom every single day, please don't come over.
Do you show up at midnight and bang on the door?
I showed up at midnight once to bring a rocking chair.
Once?
Because I have a small VW and a convertible top. I couldn't drive all the way home with
But
that
did
rocking
it seem
chair.
odd to you that you're showing up at midnight banging on somebody's door with a rocking chair?
Blowing, burr, burr, nonstop.
To wake them up.
Burr, 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 burr.
She is extremely unpredictable.
I heard you say that your mother shoe polished herself up
From
like a
head
black
to
person.
toe to look like a black person. Pastor in front of her a couple weeks later, you don't think we knew that was you, lady? I mean, come on, look at her.
Had she been kicked out of the church?
She's been kicked out of a few churches.
Did one of them get a restraining order against you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any sensitivity to the fact that there are boundaries in this relationship that you are violating that make it difficult for people to be comfortable around you?
Obviously, Dr. Phil, I must have some issues if we're having all these complaints.
Instead of trusting in your inherent worth, you live in constant fear of being abandoned, forgotten, and alone. That fear causes you to smother, cling, guilt-induce, and frantically attach yourself to anyone and everyone you have access to, especially your children. If you will relax, this son will come to you.
I perceive that you have given me a prophetic truth. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. After I left the show, I was so saddened, I was heartbroken, and I was in bed for 4 days with deep depression. My son had told a lot of lies.
My mother is partially mentally unstable.
I would say about 60 to 70% of the things he said that weren't true.
My wife has totally cut my mom off. Suzanne cannot stand when I go over there because she knows I come back to the house and I'm just very jittery, very antsy. My wife doesn't even want me to talk to my mom. She wants me to leave her the hell alone. If my mom calls me, my wife's like, damn, just put her on silent. Put her on call block. Don't answer it. Why does she keep calling? Because my mom will call 20 times a day. Easy.
I feel that Suzanne is cutting me off from my relationship with my son and my grandchildren. Well, it's sad. I'm trying to love her and forgive her and would really like to reconcile. She's controlling every part of his life.
I came back on the Dr. Phil show to let him know that, hey, you know what, maybe you thought she was gonna change, but no, it's gotten worse.
Well, I'm glad to see you two again.
Thank you.
Because I enjoy both of you.
Thank you.
In a strange way.
I was gonna say that.
I do. I enjoy both of you. When you were here, we talked about a lot of things. And one of the things I said is that I thought you had an issue with boundaries.
Yes, sir.
In a lot of different things. I mean, we talked about a lot of examples over the years. You had gotten over-involved in some churches. You'd been asked to leave some churches because you'd gotten over-involved. I think there was one where you painted yourself black to smuggle yourself in.
Yes. It was a preacher I really wanted to hear.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No, it was a makeup job. I'm not a professional makeup artist.
Yeah, but so
Shoe polish.
But to me, that's a boundary issue. You crossed a boundary. I said there were boundary issues with your son. Now, not that he is Mr. Perfect. We'll talk about that. I know you think he is in many ways, but there were boundary issues. Did that resonate with you in any way?
Yes, sir, and I've been working really hard on giving my son and Suzanne the privacy that they want and need.
Yeah. How's that going?
Well, I guess it's going okay for them. I've been a little lonesome myself, lonely during the holidays. Christmas Day, he called me about noon and said, Mom, you can come over if you want to. The kids are pretty much unwrapping their gifts already. And I said, well, you know, y'all got food over there? Y'all want me to come? Because I'm always the one that, you know, does the big Christmas thing and does all the decorations and the cooking and everything. So the thing was, he called me and he said, but we're not going to be here long. We're going somewhere else this afternoon to visit some other friends. So, you know, I felt like with no food over there and then him, you know, kind of telling me that they were going to be going somewhere else, that I really wouldn't have much time. So I just kind of politely declined and hoped for a better opportunity.
I know a little about this. You wanted to have like an 8-hour get-together, right?
Well, I didn't plan 8 hours, no. But
That's normally 8 hours.
Well,
Yeah.
usually
10
we
hours.
have, you know, our Christmas Day, and it lasts, you know, until
And
the
they said,
night.
let's do like 2 hours.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's from 6 to 8. We had to go somewhere.
Yeah, 6
Oh,
to
okay.
8. They said, let's go somewhere else.
Oh, they
and
wanted
you
me to
said,
come for 2 hours.
But if I can't do the whole day, then I just won't do anything at all.
Well, no, not really. It just was noon when he called me, and, you know, I wasn't feeling too well.
Well, I understand, but here's the thing. And this is what I'm talking about with regard to boundaries. And I'm going to let you weigh in here in a minute. But, like, you like to go to movies, right? You went to a movie? Y'all went to a movie
Yes,
together?
sir,
My birthday,
we did.
that's right, yeah.
Yes, I wanted him to see The Guilt Trip with Barbara Streisand.
Right.
I thought it'd be a real good mother-son show. I thought it would bring some normalcy to our situation. You know, that's
Yeah.
what moms do.
But did you go see a movie?
Yes, sir. It wasn't the guilt trip, though.
But what'd you
It
see?
was, forgot. What was it?
I actually invited him to see 2 movies. I wanted him to see The Guilt Trip first. That was the priority. And the second movie, since the show aired and called me the New Year Mama drama, I said, son, I'm going to take you to a movie, and I'm going to show you a real mama drama.
See, this is part of what I'm saying about stretching things too far. You like to go see a lot of movies, right?
Yes, sir.
Or it's a waste of money.
Or it's a waste of money.
Well, not for me, because I get senior discount on Tuesday night at AMC.
So a senior discount with 3 movies, that's...
Okay, so when she takes you to a movie, she wants to do what?
She wants to, first of all, she wants to bring in, like, I'm talking duffel bags full of Thanksgiving dinner. It's insane. So, but, you know, I don't mind that. Hey, teach his own. But we go in, I mean...
Did she bring food to these movies?
We brought Popeyes. She brought Popeyes, boiled peanuts. I mean, it was a 3-course dinner. I mean, in the movie theater.
You bring
So
it to... They don't let you do that, do they?
Well, you just kind of have to put in your purse or have a little backpack.
3,
But,
4
you know,
backpacks.
when you're diabetic, you
Oh,
can get
man.
by with these things.
So you just sneak it in.
Yeah, sometime a pizza.
In your
A
backpack?
turkey.
No, sir, I have an insulated container for that purpose.
3 insulated containers.
So you bring in all this stuff with
So
you.
I love you, man.
I do, because, you know, price of popcorn now is very high.
Right.
But I do buy it occasionally.
Okay, so you wanted to go see like 3 movies.
2, just 2.
But you just wanted to see 1 because you weren't
Just one.
feeling well.
Yeah, and also my kids and my wife had a cake prepared for me. It's my birthday.
So you
And
want
it
to go
was-
home and see...
Besides that, I mean, I had a fever. I was really sick. But I decided, hey, let me give in. She's my mom. It's my birthday. Hey, let's go.
So you'll go to a movie with your mother, but you wanted to see more than one movie. Were you upset when he just wanted to see the one?
Well, no, I kind of figured, because we planned this a week before, but we chickened out because...
No, we didn't chicken out.
Well, we argued, and he wanted me to come to his neck of the woods.
No, I wanted us to compromise. I wanted us to meet in the middle. I mean, save gas. I mean, it's a price of gas. Forget popcorn. Gas now is... Whew. So we're like, I'm like, let's compromise. So her thing was, no, I don't know that theater. This theater I know. They don't mind when I bring in 4 or 5 bags. You know, let's go here. I'm like, oh, no. Okay, then let's see this movie at this. You know, I'm checking times, and to her, there was no compromise. So finally, we came to a decision, and then we go there. And then after the movie's over, I'm talking like 45 minutes to an hour in the theater. Just stay. The next one's in another hour. I'm like, I've been here in an hour after the movie. And her thing is, she doesn't want to leave after the movie's over. She has to stay and, you know, get her money's worth and see the next show and the next show.
We're going to take a break here. And during the break, I'm going to sign these people for a sitcom.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
When we come back, we're going to talk about why Mom's moving day ended up with the cops being called. And another fight between Gabriel and his mother. This one was around a dumpster, I guess, in an alley with the cops. We'll be right back.
He was just dumping. Because
Did you save used Kleenex?
I have a Ziploc bag of a few used Kleenexes that I watched the movie Titanic in, and I cried a lot of tears. And that's the only Kleenexes I saved.
All right. Linda has been one of this season's most talked about mother-in-laws. Her son Gabriel says every day is a fight with her, so he is doing his best to limit his mom time. Not because he doesn't want to be around his mother, because he doesn't want to fight with his mother, according to him. Now, a week and a half ago, Gabriel says he and his brother were moving Linda to her new condo. Now, she called the cops when he was able to actually capture this on video. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll talk.
Thanks.
Well, how would you like it if you raise children and then they throw away your family pictures?
When we were moving my mother out of her previous place, we started throwing away junk. She hoards anything you can think of. The next thing you know, she blows up. Ah! You guys stop throwing away my stuff.
My son started throwing away some of my things that were important to me. Social Security papers, Winnie the Pooh, a big Lion King lion, and he just started dumping stuff.
She calls the cops.
Mama, why you call the police?
I didn't do anything to deserve it.
You're on video.
Well, put me on video like you put me on Dr. Phil's show. Just embarrass your mother. Just keep on embarrassing me here.
And I hated to do that, but somebody's got to talk to him because he can't just be throwing away my things.
What was going on now? What happened now?
I'm sorry, Mom, but she's, I wouldn't say a hoarder, but she's a hoarder. I mean, anything you could think of is worth money sometime in the future. So she saves everything.
Care?
So I don't care.
Apparently you do.
I really don't. My brother started throwing away junk. Next thing you know, she runs in the house. Cops, police. Next thing you know, they come over and
they're throwing your stuff away.
Yes, sir. This happened 3 years ago when we moved to the place we were living. My youngest son, Jody, the psychologist, he wanted to. Now, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. You understand that? No, please. No, Dr. Phil, please. As a matter of fact, I wanted to ask him when he gets done with his internship that maybe he could come and be your apprentice, a good protege for you, so you could train him.
You said psychologist like something smelled really bad in the room. You said my other son, the psychologist.
Well, I'm just, you know, he has diagnosed me with everything from A to Z, even when he was in school, which some might be true. But the thing is, 3 years ago, we were moving in with our daughter where we lived up until last week. And he threw, I saw him out and he just threw things in the garbage dumpster, important things. My daughter's senior prom pictures, my car manual for my Volkswagen.
Used Kleenex.
$250 that cost, and all kinds of other stuff that's important to me, important papers from Kaiser Hospital, different things. He was just dumping.
Did you save used Kleenex?
I have a Ziploc bag of a few used Kleenexes that I watched the movie Titanic in, and I cried a lot of tears. And that's the only Kleenexes I saved, just that one, and it's in my file cabinet. He didn't throw that away. He was throwing away important stuff, and he was taking boxes and just dumping them. I found my Social Security history papers there. And then he broke my heart because he took all his USC football memorabilia and stuff that I was saving for him. I bought glass cases to put his helmet in, and he played at the Rose Bowl in 2009. And he was in 3 Rose Bowls and footballs, and I had all these things in glass cases. And he said, Mom, you're not a good steward of my stuff. It's out here in the garage. I said, son, one day I'm going to have a house, and I'm going to buy a big curio, a lighted up curio, and put all your beautiful SC stuff in. So he went and gave all his SC stuff to his brother and putting it in his brother's car. And I said, you shouldn't do that because he's going to take it to Susie's house, and Susie may kick him out again, and then she'll have all the USC stuff. I mean, doesn't that make sense? And he took everything he gave me. The only thing I got left is the jerseys. And I have a big shadow box.
Let me tell you, if that started making sense, I would turn my jersey in. I would turn...
Amen.
Listen, okay, how the hell did we get to 3 years ago? I'm talking about last week.
Because he did that
Why
same
did you
thing.
call the cops?
Because isn't it a truth that people's present or future behavior is, you know, to the degree what they did in the past? So I had told my husband and them, look, I don't want Jody moving me because I know he's going to throw stuff away. And Jody promised me he wasn't going to throw stuff away.
Do you breathe through your ears?
No, I have trouble breathing.
Hold on. Take a breath. Now, didn't you hire 2 people from the church to help move you?
Yes, and I hired a friend of mine, a girl.
Okay,
her son.
well, why weren't the 2 people from the church moving
Well,
you?
they were late. They weren't there at that time.
They left. They couldn't take it. She was a tyrant. They left. She offered them money. They refused. They said, no, no, no. They just left. That's what my father
Did they
said.
quit you?
Yeah. They did.
Why did they quit you?
They came over, and I had told them what had happened, and I transpired about me having to call the police. And the police were only to talk to Jody to stop him from throwing away my things, which he promised them he would. But then later on, he told me, I'm going to burn your stuff up, and I'm going to get rid of more stuff. So,
Is this your son, the psychologist?
Yes, yes.
Very therapeutic. Now, so these 2 quit? Were they afraid you were going to call the cops on them?
Oh, no. One of them was saying, I wish you hadn't discussed your family problems with me.
Why were you moving?
Because the landlady asked us to move because she wanted the place back for her relatives. And my daughter had rented it for 4 years.
Why was she moving?
Yes, it is. You don't know.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. But here's the thing. Landlord said to my sister, if you're not living here, I'm not going to let your parents live there without you being there. Because there had been so many problems, you know, prior to that. Her calling them on a daily basis. This is broken, fix this, fix that.
Can we talk about something else?
Yeah, let's talk about the real problems. We're just covering over now. This is all a circus and a mask. Let's take the mask off and get real. That's what you want to do, right?
There you go. Okay. Now, well, let me take a break. Gabriel wants to know if it's going to take an act of God to change his mother's ways. There are some ways that maybe need to change and some ways that don't. We'll talk about that when we come back. Well, Gabriel says his mom is nothing but drama. Now, Gabriel is married. His wife is not here. He says that his wife, Suzanne, has cut Linda out of her life just completely. And, in fact, she's not here today. Now, when you guys were last here, I said a couple of things. I said there were some things I wanted you to do. I wanted to get you some help. I said to you that I felt like you needed some professional help as well. Mm-hmm. I made arrangements for you to do that, and you've been vigorously pursuing the help that I arranged for you. I understand you have not taken advantage of the help that I offered for you and for your wife.
And I do appreciate it.
Apparently not. Because you've given lip service to it.
I would go to counseling. It's just I have so many things on my plate right now. It's really tough to actually do it. Yeah. I know it sounds like Why you staring at me, man? Come on now. Dr. Phil. Oh, man. Oh, man, I'm gone, man. I'll play. Oh, man.
What do you want for you and your family? What do you want in your relationship with your mother?
I want love. I want peace. I want respect. I want, what a normal family has. What I want from her is to understand that I have my own agenda. Susie has her own agenda. Her son and daughter have their own agenda. Everybody has their own agenda, and we can't cater to hers like she wants it. And when she understands that, she needs to know, okay, calm down and step back instead of bah, 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 bah. That's where the gloves come off, and it's hard to explain. I mean, there's so many. I could talk for hours and hours about things that go on, but I don't know, an act of God, like I said. But she's.
Well, God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, He does.
And see, I'm one of those people that believe there are no accidents. And I think it's no accident that you're here. I think it's no accident that your mother is here. And, I think that I'm one of those people that takes family very, very seriously. You say, I just love her to death. You would die for your mother. I don't want you to die for your mother. I don't even want you to live for your mother. I just want you to live with your mother,
side by side,
being a vital part of your life. And I believe the role of the man in the family is to be a leader, a protector, a provider, and a teacher. And that means that you need to lead your family shoulder to shoulder with your wife in a healthy direction. And it's not moving in a healthy direction right now. When you are estranged from your mother...
I'm sorry to cut you off, but she doesn't allow me to do the things you just said as a man.
Well, but understand, a man doesn't need permission to be a leader. And that's why I say, I made a gift to you and your family to provide you some professional help. You say, I just have so much on my plate. Then you need to push something off your plate and make some room to gain some skill sets. It's a gift to your marriage. It's a gift to your children. It's a gift to your mother. And more importantly, it's a gift to yourself. Your mother's taken the time, and I can see that she is making progress and embracing that. You need to man up and do the same thing here. And I don't know where it will lead you, but I think that it will certainly stimulate you. You are a smart guy. You are clearly a dedicated father. And I think that you will gain so much from doing that. And, give me 90 days of consistently working with someone to see if it helps you to gain some skills and some perspective to manage yourself and your relationships. Give me that. Will you do that?
Yeah, well.
Do you think I'm giving him good counsel?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to speak to him. I'm just trying to speak to him. Just man to man here. I'm just trying to tell you, because I like you and I respect you as a father, and I think I clearly recognize that you very much love your mother. And if there's angst between your mother and your wife right now, that's okay. Life's a marathon. These things will work out. Life's a marathon. But your job is to lead them towards resolution and keep her in the life of these children and to keep her in your life. This is a good woman. I said that when you were here before. And you must know that I feel that way or you wouldn't have come back here.
Thank you.
If you thought I was mean-spirited about you or judgmental about you, you wouldn't have come back here, right?
Right.
So I'm a fan of yours. I really am.
And I'm a fan of yours.
All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna keep up with you guys, okay? All right, I'm gonna let them go. Coming up, an outspoken, outrageous, out-of-control mom, not you, who is desperate to end her daughter's engagement to what she says is a lazy, verbally abusive future son-in-law. But he says he may need to wear body armor under his tuxedo because his future mother-in-law packs quite a punch. We'll be right back.
Nicole likes the bad boy kind of guy and she ends up with these losers. If Nicole chooses to marry AJ, I would put AJ in son-in-law boot camp.
Audrey has hit me at least 10 times, socked me in the chest so hard. Audrey's very big. She's got a lot of weight behind that punch.
Well, Nicole says she met the man of her dreams, AJ. Together, they had a beautiful son named Liam. And now they plan to marry in July. The problem is her mom absolutely hates her fiance.
My mom absolutely hates my fiance, AJ.
If Nicole chooses to marry AJ, I would put AJ in son-in-law boot camp. AJ is not good enough for my beautiful, intelligent, wonderful daughter, Nicole. Nicole likes the bad boy kind of guy, and she ends up with these losers.
It's definitely my mom's way or the highway.
Yes, I'm controlling. When it comes to her relationships, I may be stepping over bounds, and if it means that I have to cause some battles between us to get it done, let's do it.
AJ doesn't like being in the same room as my mom.
When he walks in the room, he's probably, oh, God, the bitch is here. I do hate AJ on a regular basis, and I will tell him, I hate you. You suck. You're an ass.
My mom has problems with AJ calling me names.
He'll call her bitch, whore, fat. He plays video games. He's spending money at the gym when they're trying to pay for a wedding. He's very selfish. AJ is the loser with potential.
I get frustrated all the time because I'm stuck in the middle of AJ and my mom fighting.
I don't want Nicole to feel like she's being shortchanged. With AJ, that's what she's getting.
Oh, okay. So this is AJ right here, right? How you doing?
Good.
So you're in a crossfire here.
Big time.
You don't care for him.
I used to care for him. I don't care for him right now, no.
So I guess the good news is you're not marrying him.
No, that's a good thing.
How old are you?
22.
Yeah, so you're an adult.
Yes.
So you've expressed your opinion to her.
Absolutely.
Okay, but it's your mission to get rid of him.
If he can't fix himself or get, improve in the areas that I think he needs to improve in, I think it'd be best for her to move on.
But isn't that her decision?
It is her decision, but she hasn't always made the best decisions.
So you didn't do a very good job raising her.
I did a fabulous job.
Apparently not, because you're in here making her decisions for her.
Not making her decision. I'm just giving her new options to look at, I guess you could say. I can't tell her what to do. She is an adult.
Well, you're damn sure trying.
I make my opinion known, yes.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
Yeah. You gonna let her make the decision for you?
I'm not going to let her make the decision for me, and it would be a lot better if she didn't voice her opinion so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to marry him?
I would love to marry AJ.
Why?
Because I love him, and I think he's a great father.
Why do you love him?
He's a good provider for our family. We fight. I made the decision to marry him. It's important to me. My daughter Layla's he's not her real dad, but she knows him as a dad. I don't want to have to take him out of her life. It's important to me to keep our family together.
So you're marrying him for her?
Part of the reason, but I want to marry him too. We had a great relationship in the beginning, and I feel like we can be there again.
So you used to have a good relationship with him?
Yeah.
But you don't now?
Correct.
So you want to keep her non-biological father in her life.
Right.
In hopes that you can get back to a good relationship with him that you once had.
Yes.
Well, what could go wrong here? Okay, and your mother is out to get rid of you, right? Yeah. She got to get rid of you, and she lets you know that because you say she punches you all the time.
Yeah.
I don't punch him. I love tap him or unlove tap him.
Okay, now let's get one thing real straight. You don't want to waste your time with me.
You don't want to waste anybody's time.
Or my time with you. You just want to call it what it is. Because I don't think you're love tapping him. I think you're getting real frustrated with him. And I think when you do, you punch him. And when you do, then he takes umbrage to that. Now, love tap is, hey, come on. Is that what you're telling me you're doing?
Maybe a little bit harder.
Audrey has hit me at least 10 times in the past 3 months. Audrey's very big, so it's not like it's getting hit with, you know, a feather. She's got a lot of weight behind that punch. I don't care if Audrey approves of this marriage or not, Nicole and I are definitely getting married. Audrey has hit me at least 10 times in the past 3 months.
To get AJ's attention, I will tap him. I'll just go, you know, like that. I know it irritates him, and I think that's why I do it.
She'll square off with me, and she'll sock me in the chest so hard, enough to make me rock backwards.
It looks like my mom punches AJ hard.
Come up to him and say, what are you doing? I never hurt her, AJ.
I know the difference between a joke hit and if someone's mad at you and they're hitting you out of anger, and Audrey's punches definitely come out of anger. Audrey's very big, so it's not like it's getting hit with, you know, a feather. She's got a lot of weight behind that punch. I've told Audrey multiple times, you can't put your hands on somebody, and her response to that, you don't like it, you can leave. Every time Audrey hits me, she'll call me an ass or a jerk. I was in the kitchen doing the dishes, Audrey punches me in the chest. I turned around, followed through, and I kicked her.
AJ would love to hit my mom back.
When Audrey comes over to my house, it's so uncomfortable that I find something else to do. I've told Nicole that I can't stand her mother, that I don't want to deal with her if I don't have to.
It's hard enough for me and AJ to get along. It's frustrating to have to deal with my mom and AJ too.
Okay, that's what he says, and
Yeah.
she says.
Yeah.
So where's the truth?
Probably in the middle.
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy. I love my children.
Are you a liar?
I'm not a liar.
Because she says you are a crazy liar.
How am I crazy?
Sometimes you get crazy with your lies.
I don't think so.
That's what you say, right?
Yes, that's what I say. I stand behind it right now.
Okay.
She says you are a crazy liar. And so I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm not saying I even disagree with you. I'm just trying to find out where you come down.
I would like for her to tell me how she feels that way.
Why you're crazy? Do you remember the time when you said you came to my apartment banging on my door and not leaving?
Yes, when I know
and I
that
had
you
to threaten
Joe.
to call the cops on you and tell
you
Mark.
should have. And I told you to call him because then they would have found Joe there.
He was not there, Mom. That's a lie that she's made up to AJ.
Now, tell us who Joe is.
He's my ex.
Who she got rid of.
We got rid of him because he was abusive.
Yeah, now he subsequently went to jail?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have a great pick'em record.
That was just one of them. One that I picked. My second choice is a lot better than what he was.
She describes you as a loser with potential. So, at least you say potential.
I do feel like he's got potential. And if he could just be more respectful and do the things that he needs to do to get to that point, I would happily support my daughter in her choices. But right now, I'm scared for her.
Now, we're going to take a break here, and then I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
You've got a wedding date set?
Yes. It's
for July 6th of this year.
July 6th of this year.
Yeah. Do they want to tell me where it's going to be? Because there's that part of every ceremony where they say, if anyone here has any reason to object, speak now or forever hold your peace. Would there be a bald guy in the back standing up saying, hold on. We'll be right back.
Audrey comes in, tells me that I was too harsh on Layla, that I was abusing Layla.
I would probably call him in because he was being it.
I told Audrey to shut up. She told me that no one tells me to shut up in her own house, and she told me to get out.
AJ makes me feel worthless. AJ constantly mocks me when I cry. He'll imitate me and tell me that I'm just trying to have a pity party. We recently got into a fight which ended up with him smashing my phone. AJ always speaks in a rude tone to me. He tells me that it's something I have to get used to. I really wish that you would be more respectful to me.
I can only do so much. I think I've come a long way.
There's something that I've never told AJ yet. If AJ doesn't start treating me with respect, then I'm gone.
Now, there are some red flags that you have raised about this relationship, right?
Correct.
Things that you see. I made a list, and AJ, you can respond to these. She says, we fight every day. He makes me feel worthless. He's just plain mean. He makes fun of me for crying. He tells me I'm too sensitive. He yells and gets a tone. What do you say about that list, AJ?
It's actually pretty accurate. When we first got together, everything was great. We communicated, we were always having a good time. We fell deeply in love with each other at the beginning of the relationship.
Right.
We went through some rough patches, but it's just, I'm horrible at communication.
Nicole actually wrote me a letter back in November of last year. She said, we recently had a baby. I'm just going to take some excerpts, not the whole thing. He has started calling me horrible names, not only in front of the children, but to the children.
I don't say him to the children. I'll say, like...
You did to the children, and you said, look, girls, mommy's being a bitch.
I can't deny it. Like, when I get angry, I just...
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I know it's not good.
He says when you get angry, I'm just telling you what she said. Also, when he is mad, he tells my daughter he is not her real father.
That was one time about...
It only takes one time. I also call him names because I get so frustrated. I'm the only one putting in any effort here. He's constantly trying to get me to have sex and to be sexual with him. I only gave birth 3 weeks ago. I haven't even been cleared by the OBGYN to have sex. He's inconsiderate of my feelings. I'm so tired of my daughter having to see me cry and coming and trying to console me. How do you feel like punching him now?
You know I do.
Yeah. So this is what she said 3 months ago. Then she wrote a letter 3 weeks ago. So we have the benefit of some passage of time. 3 weeks ago, she says, we fight every day. He makes me feel worthless. I don't cook the right way. I don't do laundry the right way. I can't cook popcorn the right way. He's just plain mean. He tells me I'm being too sensitive. He makes fun of me when I cry. I end up in tears. Everything is my fault. You say you have problem communicating. It sounds to me like you're communicating pretty clearly. It's just that what you're communicating is very hurtful.
I can see that now, obviously. They're definitely not right. I shouldn't say them to her.
Well, listen, Mom, you said under your breath at the break, this isn't exactly going the way I wanted it to.
I just want her happy and healthy and safe.
Yeah, I get it. And what I was saying under my breath is, yeah, well, just hold on, because I actually agree with you. You're right for the wrong reasons.
You know, I just don't know how else to help her.
Yeah, you're right for the wrong reasons, and you don't know how to do this in the right way. But I do agree with you. If things don't dramatically change between now and July, you haven't got any business getting married. Absolutely. Because if you think walking down the aisle in a dress and having a caterer show up and filling out some paperwork on each other is going to fix this, you are so wrong. It is absolutely, unequivocally is going to be a train wreck. This is going to be really, really a bad situation. AJ, you are not an evil guy. And I've observed one thing about you since you got here that is probably the single most outcome determinative factor of anything I've seen today, and that is your capacity for insight. Because you have made some self-observations that are huge in predicting a positive outcome here. Your job, the two of you, is to do some serious premarital counseling between now and then to find out what you have to do truly to heal some of the wounds that have made you bitter and angry and defensive. And there is a specific protocol that the two of y'all can go through individually and together that can give you a foundation for this marriage, or it can show you that you're not ready. And I will make that happen for you. If I do that, if I make that available to you, will you do it?
Absolutely.
Individually and together as a couple, will you do that? And if I do that, I promise you, she will step back and let that happen.
I would love nothing more.
I know, you just want it to be right. Fair enough?
Yeah,
Yes.
You feel
definitely.
good about that? All right, next, the 5 most important questions couples should ask before tying the knot when we come back. Okay? There are 5 questions that you need to ask yourself before walking down the aisle. Now, one of those important questions is, have you planned your marriage or just a wedding? Because that wedding is a big party, but that marriage is a big job, and you need to plan for that. The other 4 questions will be on drphil.com. Thanks for being here. So long.